Through the toxic, smoke-filled landscapes of endless campaigns, the bodies of the traitorous armies of chaos lay strewn across the battlefield. We have been through the meat grinder of war, and alongside our blood-soaked compatriots, we are victorious. We have basked in the glory of crushing rebellions, overcoming countless cultists at the end of our steel, and we have been awarded handsomely for our loyalty to the God Emperor. But isn't it odd that we're working for an Inquisition? And why is our insignia a skull? Honestly, there are skulls everywhere. Doesn't that bother anyone? Shouldn't we have eagles or lions or something? Sergeant Morrow, are we the baddies? Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. Today we delve into the dark recesses of both the human mind and the impressively intricate world that is Warhammer 40K, inspiring generations of fans worldwide across a myriad of novels, comics, and video games. The renowned series by Games Workshop originally started as a tabletop war game in 1987 with resounding success. Aside from the allure of painting your own custom armies in order to engage in warfare on the battle zones of your living room, the series has grown a vast following of fans due to the immensely detailed lore that has expanded the universe since its creation. Recently, the developer Fatshark has provided another glimpse into the mammoth world that is Warhammer 40K, placing the player directly into the role of a new acolyte in the Imperial Inquisition. Choosing from 4 classes pulled from the countless pages of canonical lore, you create your own character, with the prison cell of an Imperial transport as the birthplace of your origin story. After serendipitously saving Explicator Zola in an attack on the ship, you are swiftly conscripted into the front lines of the Inquisition. This is, of course, in exchange for the removal of your pending death sentence, so good deal? Your end goal, should you actually survive, is to ensure the success of Inquisitor Grendel's mission to quell the Tertium uprisings. The Hive City has been overrun by traitors and cultists, and you must restore order by any means necessary, or die trying. Well, at least you weren't sentenced to death, right? The intense action found within this first-person cooperative adventure is as visceral as it is brutal, seeking to feed that darker and more carnal side of the human psyche. Much like Fatshark's previously created Vermintide series, this new entry into the Warhammer universe takes a more open approach to story progression amidst the swarming hordes of chaos, heavily focused on the increasing level of difficulty within randomized missions. Darktide uses its AI director to swiftly adapt to the player's movement and combat choices. As an alternative to the more traditional scripted enemy locations and encounters, the AI system instead works to create new and chaotic experiences every time you explore a battlefield. While the concept of kill, rinse, and repeat may seem simplistic, the experience is one that successfully drives you to continue on. The unrelenting gameplay encourages players to grow strong, to build and rebuild themselves again and again to dominate their foes. Just one more run to upgrade my Surge staff. Who needs sleep anyways? After hours of crushing and exploding the heads of Nurgle cultists and dregs, it became impossible not to recognize why this dark adventure was so enjoyable and addictive. While stories of heroes have been present throughout recorded history, from Gilgamesh to Captain America, Darktide's protagonists break the typical archetype. Instead of banal, heroic deeds like saving the princess, the enjoyment and adulation for my not-so-heroic character emerges from a more primal psychological desire, a yearning for an unbridled sense of freedom, free from consequence. As the American psychologist Travis Langley posited, there's a part of us that likes to do the right thing, and most people in most situations will step up to do the right thing. But we want the freedom. And we envy the villains and some of the freedoms they have, the fact that they are not held back by the restraints the rest of us have to follow. The modern world is filled with endlessly evolving rules, both morally and legally, to curb one's baser negative instincts. Amidst such swift progress, however, it is natural that the mind might crave the experience of acting outside the rigid guidelines set by polite society, through the exploration of more forbidden territories. Thankfully, such experiences can be found in a multitude of forms of entertainment for those who seek them, yet the magnetism of these more clandestine instincts can certainly be felt within the world of Warhammer. The series is not filled with the traditional distinctions of good and bad archetypes for easy consumption. In truth, everyone is a bad guy to one extent or another. This concept creates a most unusual allure for the participant seeking to experience some of their darker and more suppressed psychological drives. In fact, such exploration can lead to outcomes of unexpected enjoyment, even when assisting a sweeping inquisition led by a totalitarian empire. According to Langley, sometimes it is just wish fulfillment for the part of us that wants to be bad, the part of us that would like to get away with things. One is not intrinsically evil for such suppressed intrinsic desires, but simply human. Via the proxy of their character within a game, the modern individual can better explore their darker internal responses safely and free from the obvious outcomes that acting in such a way might elicit. We all have desires that drive us to one extent or another that are often socially discouraged. It could simply be the experience of being the proverbial bad guy, acting recklessly, or in this case, ensuring the Emperor's supremacy over the galaxy by crushing some skulls. As psychologist Fiona Murden theorized, it is the unknown experience of acting in a way that is counter to what is seen as societal good, or seeing the villain win in the end, that is exciting. You don't always want the happy ending. You want a twist. You want something slightly more perverse, and there's no jeopardy in it for us. We want the excitement because we're not there, seeing it or doing it. People aren't really dying. We just want the excitement of being able to watch something that's a bit dark, like the undeniably satisfying psychic ability to explode heads like water balloons. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And remember, the Emperor is watching. So be sure to hit that like button to avoid being consumed as fuel for his psychic power. And if you want to truly unleash your darker tendencies, check out this video about video games' darkest villain, Kirby.